Hello, my name is Preston Schrader, Insect Management TDR with Monsanto. Today's Monday, June 27th, and we're here in Champaign County, Illinois to scout for rootworm. The western corn rootworm has historically been one of the most economically significant pests of corn here in Illinois. When scouting for rootworm, we recommend you target a few different types of fields. First of all, continuous corn fields are at highest risk for corn rootworm feeding, particularly here in east central Illinois. We see sometimes the variant pressure, where we have that pressure on first year corn as well, where female rootworm target those soybean fields to lay their eggs in the previous year. As of today, we're past the 50% hatch mark across the state of Illinois, so now is a good time to go out into the fields and float larvae or dig roots and look for root pruning. When scouting for rootworm larvae using the float test, typically I like to go out into a cornfield on the farm and dig about 10 plants in different spots throughout the field. I then bring these plants to a 5-gallon bucket and I dunk them in the bucket, and then I let them sit for about 10 minutes and let the larvae float to the surface. So here I've got a couple of roots that I dug. This is a high pressure field that we found here in Illinois, untreated, no insecticide, and we did find quite a bit of rootworm larvae floating here in the bucket. This year, this field became apparent after the recent windstorm we had, where a lot of the corn was knocked over, and this corn that had rootworm feeding stayed lodged. If you find multiple larvae per plant, like I found at this particular field, the damage is basically already done for this growing season. There's really no remedial control options for this corn crop, outside of the fact that a lot of these larvae will emerge as adults, and there's a potential for yield loss associated with silk clipping. So it's important to keep a close eye on a field like this where we see a lot of larvae as they start to emerge and become adults, and just make sure that they're not totally clipping off the silks, which can cause a reduction in the amount of kernels you have, and this also can cause yield loss. So you may have to come back in with a foliar application of insecticide. When I find a field like this that has very high rootworm pressure, multiple larvae per plant, the biggest concern for me is corn next year. So if this field is kept in a continuous corn rotation, keep in mind that each female corn rootworm beetle has a potential to lay up to 1,000 eggs per beetle. So that population can really increase rapidly from year to year. And that's why this pest is one of the most economically important pests of corn, especially here in Illinois. So that just highlights the need and the necessity of scouting this year's corn crop. Thanks.